Can Apple carry the market to new highs and break us out above that 6,400 handle? It is Friday, August 8th, 2025. If you guys like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Let's get into it here today. Markets up just under 1%, fairly across the board. And it was led higher by none other than good old Apple Computer. And we've been talking about this for weeks. There's been plenty of people making fun of me for talking about Apple because it hasn't gone anywhere. But we have a certified breakout here, and we're up 4% on the day. And, whether it's luck or whatever else you guys want to call it, the fact remains is it went exactly, and I mean exactly, to our 230 target. And we've been talking about this level for quite some time here. And, this is this is stuff that, these dealer levels are no joke. And you're going to see 230. As soon as that 215 call wall broke, and again, you got to be careful selling calls. It's free money until it isn't. And then you're on the hook for those shares. But with that gap through 215, the 200 moving average is kind of an afterthought here today. And you're going to see a little dip off of that. As soon as it broke through that, I think what you saw here is just basically forced buying, right? This is like the most passive income stock, passively bought stock in the market for the last, several decades. And as soon as it breaks with that 200 moving average, it's almost like basically saying to fund managers, you're underinvested now. And so this kind of chase comes on here. So we definitely have a little bit of resistance here at 230. We've hit some targets, and I've owned it, as far as a trade since just under 200, and so was really never out of the money on it. We had a little gain at just shy of 215. We took some profits and held a runner, and we still have some Apple here too. And it's the type of move here where Apple breaks out. When Apple breaks out, it does not really look back. You can see these moves here. These are programmed buys, right? It's just fund managers chasing the benchmark, and this is why I like the stock. Aside from a thousand other countless reasons, it's kind of funny to me how it seems as if it was like, I had a lot of people telling me the stock was broken, it's done, it's going back down, this is a beautiful base here, and I don't know how anybody didn't think this would resolve up here. So you can talk about the White House stuff, but it was just really a matter of time before this took off to the upside. And I still believe that RTY could still be another one here. It's still very heavily shorted, and the market right now is still trading as if there is some kind of peace news coming, and I think this would be the beneficiary here. And we'll be seeing if that that 230 level gets hit. We've been talking about that for a while. It has a very similar setup that Apple had, and you're going to see it's just chewing through supply here. So, I know that nobody has patience anymore, and everybody's into 2 and 3 day options here. But shares build wealth. Options are for gambling usually, and that's a good way to look at it. But the 230 area on the Russell is still good for a dealer tail. And you're going to see here, like, this is just supply. We're just chewing through it. We've retested, and you get peace news. I think heavily shorted areas will do well, and even the diamond again still. There's the YM. We'll use the diamond. It's it's not as adjusted, but went back down, tested the 50 MA, and you got like a kind of little base here now as well. So I do think there is room for some of these other plays. You can see XLP actually caught up a little bit this week. XLU has been on breakout, so there is some rotation going on. That said, the Qs have made a new high, so that needs to be respected. And technology is still very strong. Thank you, Apple. Thank you, Tim, for cooking. And Nvidia, I think it just undercut the all-time high. You got Broadcom there. IGV has been a little bit weaker last couple of weeks, possibly 3 lower highs here on the daily. I'm not gonna sing the alarm bells just yet, but it's definitely underperformed, and obviously Apple, this catch up has helped out a lot. We also had a nice bounce on Amazon this week. We played that last week, so there's been some the earnings took a little bit of a hit there. Trade Desk took a hit. That's hitting IGV a little bit today. Then you got Palantir, just everybody keeps shorting it and everybody keeps crying about the valuation. But, this is just how markets work. You can't fight it until it gives you a signal, right? It's just, I mean, I can't tell you how much money has been, way more money has been lost trying to find the top in things than there ever was trying to find the bottom. So Gamma Boy Summer continuing on here. And right now, 6,400, still resistance. I still think we are a little top heavy, but again, we don't fight the trend until it gives us a signal. We had a signal here last week, and I still haven't done anything, right? I still haven't done anything on the short side. I have a VIXI, which I already took gains on at 45 and change, and that's it. It's a very small position too, so. Usually, like distribution, if it's going to happen, it takes a while. Now, let's look into a couple of things, though. Yeah, IGV is a little weak here. That's a signal because that's been a market leader. Amazon, has seen some damage, right? That's another market leader. It's seen some damage. Microsoft seeing a little bit of profit taking here. Meta still holding up pretty well, but took a little bit of a hit late last week. Semis haven't made new highs, and the big one here that everybody's going to not look at, but the transports are kind of weak, and they're really nowhere near a higher high. Usually the transports, when this type of deal happens, it takes like a week or two ahead of time. So this could be a leading indicator. And the other one here, we're going to look at XLF. Again, it's not broken. There's nothing really wrong, but you got plenty of room for a lower high here. And if that makes a lower low, I'm definitely going to be a lot more cautious. But that said, again, we don't fight the tape until it gives us a reason to. So, nonetheless, nice trade on Aapl, and I do think there's room for some other, for a little bit more upside in certain things that haven't quite run yet. But and even I'm seeing some rotation into defensives. I mentioned XLP. XLV is still, it can't get anything going, but some of these, UNH looks like it's got a chance to close the week above 250. Eli Lilly got rocked. This is getting interesting to me down here for sure. Starting to get attractive, I'll say. I haven't done anything with it, but I think there will be some rotation into defensives, and healthcare is obviously one of those sectors. But yeah, nonetheless, 64 is still a big level, and there is a growing amount of interest next week at 6,500. So if you want to take a look at that, we can see here, it's getting up there. There's a lot of calls. I like to use SPY because I can kind of get a better view. There's too many strikes on SPX, but yeah, you can see it's getting up there. It's definitely getting up there. 645 as well. So pretty good stuff. QQQ, I'm just going to say 580 at this point. And by the way, I floated this idea out like last year. 573, 630. How much longer before the Qs overtake the spiders in nominal price? It's not that far off. It's almost like one more correction and then one more bull will do it. They'll get at parity. Anyway, IWM up 28 cents, Dow up. We talked about that. We talked about semis. Let's just briefly cover rates. Rates were up a little bit today, but no big changes. TLT didn't get down. I was hoping to get down to 87 again today. It just didn't get there for a little day trade, but it hit that level perfectly on Wednesday. It just happened so fast we couldn't get in. But our dealer positioning dashboard gave us a clue that was going to happen. XHB up 10 cents, nothing doing there. I don't like IYR right now. Not good to see that rolling over. So that's a little bit weaker. So I took a small gain on this, and that's it. We mentioned XLF. We got KRE here up 1%, but again, below the two. I want to see this at least recover these moving averages here. We'll see. Maybe peace deal, happens. Like I said, it does seem like it's coming here. So, and Trump said he doesn't need Zelensky. He's talking to Putin directly. So, broker dealer is still holding up well. Speculation that Hood will get moved to the S&P. Oil down 27 cents. Again, weakness here. It's part of what I'm seeing. XLE, XOP, and OIH a little bit weak. So again, more weakness there. I think your best hope for that is tech tops out, and then energy gets more, because a lot of the time when tech tops, energy catches a bid. We even saw it in the beginning of the year. We talked about that. I was talking about that in November. And you saw tech kind of top out a bit, and then XLE did well, and it held up until Liberation Day, and then Liberation Day literally went from like almost 52-week highs to like new multi-year lows in 2 days. But anyway, dollar still weak, but it's holding 98. GDX continues to make new highs, and so does SIL, SILJ. They're still strong. By the way, GDX is almost at all-time highs now. I know it's hard to believe, but it's not that far. It's less than 10 points. I mean, it's still like probably 12% or something like that, but it's definitely like now getting into striking distance. And I think for gold, this had a huge gap last night, I think, on that Swiss news, but it's positive to see the miners like do that, right? It's not bearish, definitely not bearish. And again, just keep it simple here, right? I don't even know what that old drawing is from, but yeah, higher lows, right, and equal highs, right? So sellers are selling, but they're getting less, just like I don't know, Apple, right? Higher lows equal high, right? Right. Each time they sell it, it comes back and it comes up higher, right? Who could have predicted that, right? But anyway, yeah, it's hammering on that ceiling. Silver, yeah, so same kind of deal, SIL leading, that's good. The alt metals, platinum and palladium, not so much. Still a little bit weaker there. The trend is still up, but I just don't have a good read on this right now. You just be careful with these. They go up fast and they go down fast too. And palladium's a little bit weaker here too. Look at this, losing the 50 MA, so I don't like that. And again, I still haven't got stopped out of my copper runner, and it made a new high today. It made a new week-to-date high, so we'll take that. I don't know. Maybe it goes to, I mean, it hasn't gotten through 450 yet, but if it gets through that, it's like 460, 463, and then maybe the 200 MA at 475. We'll see. I think this roll's kind of, this is probably going to stay down here until the roll, though, but we'll see. Lastly, Bitcoin, still acting well, no problems here. So it got above 116. It looks like it poked below it a little bit. This would have been a day trade for me, but I was not looking at this time of the day during the lunch hour. But yeah, this would have been a play I would have taken here. But so Capital Preservation Friday, so it is what it is. But yeah, 116 is definitely a it's definitely this keeps it in like the uber bullish category. But again, everybody freaked out. They always freak out because it has a pullback. People freak out about Bitcoin more than they freak out about the spiders, I swear. But nonetheless, it just pulled back to this trend line. That's all it did. ETH, new like 52-week highs, pretty much. So very nice for ETH. It's not that far away from all-time highs, too. You can get there quick. So anyway, yeah, market's holding up here. Yeah, getting a little bounce into the close. What are we at? Yeah, we're not going to get to 6,400. But nonetheless, yeah, market's still acting well. Apple. 230 is going to be resistance here, but I mean, like, it's forced buying. So I'm not telling you to fade it. I wouldn't fade it. For me, I'm just leaving runners and letting it go. If it backs off, it backs off, but it's risk-free, and it has been for a while. Now it's much more risk-free than it was. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.